So my name is Owen Blevins, and last summer I had the opportunity to go to Italy to help the Baronis with their exchange camp. It was like a 13-day trip, and we had the first 5 days, or the 5 days of the week that we were there, where we were working like a sports camp and an English camp with the kids. And in like the English section, we were using passages from Ephesians, right? And so we would take like a little bit of it at a time and just kind of work through it to explain like what the gospel was and like how the gospel applies to everyone, and not just like people in America or people only in Italy, but like people all across the globe.
I think the biggest difference was like the way they were exposed to the gospel, because the way like you've grown up here, I mean, everybody's at least heard the gospel or they know someone who knows the gospel. But the difference there was some of them had never heard it before. Here it's common, it's something you're used to hearing, it's something that like everybody knows about. And so I think that was like the major difference, was the way the gospel was being talked about in their lives.
The gospel's such a new thing to them, and they're so curious, and like I just feel like they were so like bold with their questions that, I mean, when I would start to answer, I was just like, whoa, like this is okay. And so that it was really like challenging for me to have to like step up and answer all these questions about my faith that I've never really been asked, I guess, like so directly.
We had, I think it was 19 kids the first year, and then this year we had 40, and the 40 consisted of all 19 from last year plus the kids' friends. And so it was cool to see the change between the 19 that were there last year and this year, to see how they've not just like matured as people, but how they've developed deeper like understandings of, okay, they went from the first year not knowing anything about the gospel or just not caring at all, to this year a lot of them were kind of open to talk about it.
You know, they're excited to come each day. They're excited to just be able to hang out with us, or like the Baronis or other people involved in the church that help out the camp. And I mean, just hearing about like the growth in the camp and in their Solid Rock Club, it's just amazing, and how even now it's slowly continuing to grow. So it's really amazing to see how like their outreach is really influencing the kids and really just helping them.
It was so life-changing for me, because I was forced to just see what it's like to just be totally out there with my faith and not even having a chance to care what the person next to me is thinking about what I'm saying, because the whole point was just letting these kids know, like, this is, like, we love you and we're here to tell you about this. And I think if anybody wanted to go, I think they definitely should, because it's so amazing to be able to be so free with your faith.
Those kids come up to you and they're crying because they know that you're about to go halfway across the world, and they think that they're probably not going to see you again. And so that impact, like when I broke down and started crying with them, made me realize like the relationship that like our church has with the Baronis has allowed me to like go over there and build the same type of relationships with them. Like I wouldn't have had that opportunity if it hadn't been for our church. And so I'm super thankful that I've been able to go the last 2 years. And then this next summer, I'm probably gonna intern over there, just because of like the relationships that I've made with those kids.
Some of the families there who were really involved with the Baronis in the church, their kids who were 13 to 15, like, or 10 or 11, they were like really bold in their faith, because they're like a small amount of people that actually live through the word and exalt his name and just like praise his name constantly. And to see them in a world where no one actually knows the word or kind of gives them encouragement, and to see them just constantly love the Lord, even through not having like a church to fully support them or like a huge community like we have here. I think that was just a huge like encouragement for me to realize I need to be bold.
I would just like to encourage anybody that's thinking about going on a mission trip, whether it's to Italy, to Uganda, to Peru, wherever it is, like just go, like don't hesitate to do it. I'm so thankful that I have like had the opportunities to go on those trips, and I wouldn't trade them for anything in the world.